So for week 4, our topic is properties of operations. Okay, so before we discuss the properties, so let us have a quick discussion on multiplication and division of integers. So we have rules in multiplying and dividing integers. Rules in multiplying and dividing integers. So for number 1, in multiplying or dividing integers with same sign or like sign, just multiply or divide the number. The result of this is always positive. So we have here, for example, so we have negative 3 multiplied by negative 5 is equal to 15. So just multiply 3 and 5, we have 15. So they are like signs, so just the answer must remain positive. Next, so we have 2 multiplied by 4, both are positive, like sign. So just multiply the number 2 times 4, the answer is 8. We have also negative 16 divided by negative 2. So they are like signs, both are negative. So just divide the number. 16 divided by 2 is 8. So the answer is always positive if they are like signs. Next, so we have 45 or positive 45 divided by 5. So just divide the number. 45 divided by 5 is equal to 9. Okay, for number 2 rule in multiplying and dividing integers. So in multiplying and dividing integers with unlike or different sign, just multiply or divide the number and affix the negative sign. So here, for example, we have positive 3 multiplied by negative 5 is negative 15. Just multiply the number and affix negative sign. So next, we have positive 2 multiplied by negative 4. 2 multiplied by 4 is 8. Affix the negative, so our final answer is negative 8. Next, we have negative 16 divided by 4. Just divide the number. 16 divided by 4 is 4. Copy the sign or affix negative, which is, so our final answer is negative 4. Next, so we have 45. Positive 45 divided by negative 15 is equal to negative 3. Just divide 45 by 15 and then affix or attach negative. So our final answer for this is negative 3. Okay, so let's proceed with the properties of addition and multiplication. So for the properties of addition, so first we have the closure property of addition. So for example, we have positive 7 plus positive 12 is equal to 19. For B, we have negative 15 plus positive 12. Applying the rule, we have negative. And the other one is positive. 15 minus 12, the answer is 3. Attach the negative sign. So for any integers A and B, A plus B is an integer. So for here, 7 is an integer, 12 is also an integer. So if we have closure property, our answer must be also an integer. So this close for addition, since the addends are integers, the sum is also an integer. So for the second properties of addition, so we have commutative property of addition. So we have here, for example, positive 6 plus negative 2 is equal to negative 2 plus positive 6. So if we will find the answer or look for the answer, this is positive 6 plus negative 2. So this is unlike sign. So 6 minus 2 is positive 4. And also if we have negative 2 plus positive 6, also like sign, 6 minus 2 is also positive 4. So the answer is 4 is equal to 4. So for commutative property, if you will change the position of the addends, the answer must be the same, 4. Next. So for letter B, so we have negative 8 plus negative 3 is equal to negative 3 plus negative 8. If you will change the position of negative 8 and negative 3, we will come up with the same answer, which is negative 11. Also, on the right side is negative 11 because we have both negative. So we are just going to add the integer 8 plus 3 is 11. Copy the sign, which is negative. The same with the right side. We have negative and also negative. So our answer is negative 11. So for this commutative property, for any integers a and b, a plus b is equal to b plus a. Changing the addends or the position of the integer will not affect the sum of the given. So the third property of addition, so we have associative property of addition. So we have the example 3 plus 7 plus negative 4 is equal to 3 plus the quantity 7 plus negative 4. So first, let us find the sum of 3 and 7, that is equal to 10. And then the other one, for the right side of the equation, we have 7 plus negative 4, which is equal to 3. So simplifying the equation, we have 10 plus negative 4. The answer is 6. The same with the right side, 3 plus 3 is equal to 6. So for the next one, we have negative 8, or the quantity of negative 2 rather. Negative 2 plus 8 plus 5 is equal to negative 2 plus the quantity of 8 plus 5. So we have finding the sum of 2 and 8, or negative 2 and 8, we have 6 because they are unlike signs. So we have 6 plus 5. For the right side, that is 8 plus 5, which is 13. So finding the sum or the answer for this, 6 plus 5 is 11. Negative 2 plus 13, we have 11 because we have unlike signs. So 13 minus 2 is also equal to 11. So for this associative property of addition, for any integers a, b, and c, quantity a plus b plus c is equal to a plus quantity b plus c. Different groupings of addends will not affect the sum. So if we are to change the groupings of the addends, this will not affect the sum of the left side of the equation and the right side of the equation. They must be also equal. Okay. Okay, the next property of addition is identity property of addition. So we have, for example, we have 15 plus 0 is equal to 15. For b, 0 plus negative 8 is equal to negative 8. So for any integer a plus 0 is equal to a. The sum of any number and 0 will always equal or be equal to the number itself. So the identity element for addition is 0. So do not forget, any number added by 0 is equal to the number itself. Okay, for the next property of addition, we have additive inverse property. So that is inverse, so finding the opposite. So for example, we have a, so positive 10 plus its opposite is negative 10. So 10 plus negative 10 is equal to 0. Next, so we have negative 2 plus positive 2 is also equal to 0. Because they are unlike signs, you need to subtract. 2 minus 2 is equal to 0. So for any integer a plus its opposite, which is negative a, is equal to 0. The opposite of the given integer is called its additive inverse. So for this, if we have 10, its additive inverse is negative 10. If we have negative 2, its additive inverse is positive 2. So the sum of a number and its additive inverse is always equal to 0. So for another example, if we have negative 3, so if the additive inverse of negative 3 is positive 3, so the answer is 0. So let us now discuss the properties of multiplication. So we also have closure property of multiplication, the same way the closure property of addition. So for example, if we have positive 5 multiplied by positive 9, the answer is positive 45. B, negative 3 multiplied by positive 8. So that they are unlike signs, so you need to multiply first and affix the negative sign. So 3 times 8 is 24, affix negative, which is our final answer now is negative 24. So for any integers a and b, a multiplied by b is an integer. So this is closed under multiplication. Since the factors are integers, the product is also an integer. For our example, positive 5 is an integer. 9 is also an integer. So our answer is also an integer. Okay, the next property is the commutative property of multiplication. So we have, for example, positive 7 multiplied by negative 5. So 7 multiplied by 5 is negative 35. Negative 5 multiplied by 7 is negative 35. Changing the position of the factors will not affect the product of the given. Next, we have B. Positive 10 multiplied by 6 is equal to 6 multiplied by 10. Finding the product of 10 and 6, we have positive 60. Also, finding the product of 6 and positive 10 is also equal to positive 60. So, for any integers a and b, a multiplied by b is equal to b multiplied by a. The order of the factors will not affect the product. The same with the answer for our example. Changing the factors or the position of the factors will not affect our product. Okay? The third property of multiplication is the associative property of multiplication. So we have, for example, the quantity 4 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 7 is equal to 4 quantity 5 multiplied by 7. So first, let us find the product of 4 and 5, which is 20. And then the next one, for the right side, we have to multiply 5 and 7. So we have 35. And then, finding its product, 20 multiplied by 7. The answer is 140. The same with the right side. 4 multiplied by 35 is equal to 140. So for B, we have negative 2 multiplied by positive 6 multiplied by negative 4. So we have negative 12. That is the product of negative 2 and 6. Then the next one is positive 6 multiplied by negative 4. The product is negative 24. Finding the product of negative 12 and negative 4, the answer is positive 48. Finding the product of negative 2 multiplied by negative 24 is equal to positive 48 also. So for any integers a, b, and c, the quantity a multiplied by b times c is equal to a multiplied by the quantity of b times c. Different groupings of factors will not affect the product. The same with the associative property of addition also. Changing the groupings of the factors will not affect its product for here in the property of multiplication. Okay, for the next one, we have the multiplicative inverse property. So when we say inverse, that is the opposite. So we have here, for example, we have 3 multiply its opposite is 1/3. So we have 3. So let us put a denominator which is 1. So this is 3 over 1. The opposite of 3 over 1 is 1/3. And also for B, negative 5, the opposite of this is negative 1 over 5. So multiplying 3 by its multiplicative inverse, which is 1/3, the product is 1. The same with negative 5 multiplied by its multiplicative inverse, which is negative 1 over 5. The answer is 1. The reciprocal of the given integer is called its multiplicative inverse. The product of a number and its multiplicative inverse is always equal to 1. So for this solution, we have 3 over 1. So a whole number is written as this, so over 1. So 3 over 1 multiplied by its multiplicative inverse, which is 1/3. So 3 multiplied by 1 is 3, 1 multiplied by 3 is 3, 3 over 3 is also equal to 1. So our final answer is 1. Next, negative 5 over 1. So it became negative 5 over 1 because we have the integer negative 5. Just write 1 on the denominator. Then its opposite, baliktarin nyo lang. So we have negative 1 over 5. Multiplying them, then numerator multiplied by numerator, we have 5 or negative 5. And then 1 multiplied by 5 is also negative 5. So negative 5 divided by negative 5 is equal to 1. Okay, the next one is zero property of multiplication. So, for example, if we have negative 98 multiplied by 0, of course, the answer is 0. For B, 0 multiplied by 12 is 0 because any number multiplied by 0 is equal to 0. So for any integer a multiplied by 0 is equal to 0. Any number multiplied by 0 is always equal to 0. Like for another example, 1 multiplied by 0 is 0. Negative 1 multiplied by 0 is 0. Okay, for the last property of multiplication, we have distributive property of multiplication over addition. So we have, for example, 6 multiplied by the quantity 4 plus 8. So if we have distributive, so we need to distribute 6 inside the parentheses or the numbers inside the parentheses. So we have 6 multiplied by 4. So 6 multiplied by 4 is 24. 6 multiplied by 8 is 48. So finding the product of this, 6 multiplied by 12 is 72. And then on the right side, finding the sum, 24 plus 48 is 72. So the answer is the same, 72, 72 on the left side, and on the right side also 72. Let us have for letter B. We have negative 5 multiplied by the quantity of negative 3 plus positive 10. Distributing negative 5 inside the parentheses, so we have negative 5 multiplied by negative 3 plus negative 5 multiplied by positive 10. Just distribute negative 5 inside the parentheses. So we have negative 5 multiplied by 7. Why 7? So we have positive 10 and negative 3. Just subtract following the rule in addition and subtraction of integers. So 10 minus 3, that is 7. Negative 5 multiplied by positive 7. So we have negative 35 because they are unlike signs. So our answer is negative 35. So for the right side of the equation, finding the product of negative 5 and negative 3, the answer is, of course, positive 15 because they are like signs. The answer is positive. Next, negative 5 multiplied by positive 10. So we have one is positive, the other one is negative. So our answer is negative. So 5 multiplied by 10 is negative 50. Simplifying the equation, we have 15 plus negative 50. So they are unlike signs. So 50 minus 15. So the answer is also negative 35. So for any integers a, b, and c, a quantity b plus c is equal to a, b. So just distribute a to the equation inside the parentheses. So we have a multiplied by b plus a multiplied by c. So adding first before multiplying or distributing the factor to each addend will give the same result. So kahit unahin nyo yung kanina, nag-add lang muna tayo dun sa left side and then find the product. We have the same answer, which is 72. So the other one, we distribute 6 inside the parentheses. So, ganun din. 6 multiplied by 4, 24. 6 multiplied by 8, 48. Finding the sum, lastly, 72 pa din. So, it will not affect the result of the equation. Okay, thank you. And God bless everyone. That's the end of my presentation. If you do have questions, just send me a message. That's all for today. Okay, thank you.